I got something to say.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. This probably going to offend a lot of people because anytime you make a correction to us or whatever, it's offensive or you being considered, you consider being mean or... Oh yeah.
You better preach.
You can't correct us. I'm talking about us this morning. Us.
Oof.
If you correct us, you're mean. Or whatever, but it's not mean some of the stuff that you do. And what I want to talk about is a little bit of exchanging pleasantries and etiquette and home training that 99.9% of black people have. I said 99.9% of black people have home training.
Right.
If you had a black teacher, if you had a black librarian, if you had a black lunchroom manager, if you had a black mama, a black daddy, a black grandmama, a black granddaddy, you have home training. The problem is we choose not to use it.
That's right.
Wow. And what we're not going to do is sit up here and blame the millennials and the new generation and blame the kids for not having no home training. Because of my personal experience, I run into grown-ass folks with absolutely no home training. And I'm just talking about, and today, what I'm going to talk about, I could do a whole series on this. I guess the next time I'm going to talk about being a distinguished gentleman and being a lady in public. Write that down, Brett, because that's the next one that I'm going to talk about for the next time at least. But, like simple stuff. And one of the things, I get a lot of people walk up to me and approach me and ask for something and don't say, good morning, how are you today? Hi, how are you today? Nice to meet you. And everybody, and it's like, what I do is I correct you on the spot because you don't get to ask me for anything. You don't get to invade my personal space and don't say, how are you today? Mm-hmm. Nice to meet you.
I try that, Rickey.
Let me tell you something. If I go to Walmart and I promise to God, and I put this on my mama, I never ask for something without speaking to the person that worked there. I said, hi, how are you today?
Exactly.
Can you tell me what aisle the bread is? Hi, how are you today, sir? Can you tell me where can I find such and such? Hi, when I get on a plane? Hi, good morning, how are you today?
Right.
Y'all having a good morning? And I speak to the flight attendants when I get on the plane. When I walk up to the ticket counter, hi, how are you today? People don't even speak anymore. You walk up to people, man, and you give them your credit card. I don't care if they mean or not or whatever. Man, you just got to be the best you that you could be. Don't worry about what nobody else do because some of your good energy and your manners and your home training might rub off on somebody else that need to display theirs.
Right.
Whether they black or white, man, you ask people how they doing before you ask for any information, before you ask for direction. How are you doing today, sir? Can you tell me the quickest way to get back on 85? How are you today, ma'am? Can you tell me the wet exit to get off of 95 when I'm going to such and such place? I don't understand it. I don't understand why you wouldn't let somebody over and you see they got their signal light on and they trying to get over. And if it's traffic, where are you going? You're just going to be one car up.
So true.
Why can't you slow down and be courteous and let somebody over? Like courtesy. Yeah. Common sense and common courtesy is gone. And I promise to God, you can ask any flight attendant, any person that work at Walmart, any person that work at any restaurant, when Rickey Smiley walk in the room, the first thing come out of my mouth, hi, how are you today? And I promise you, if you want to get a picture from me or anything from me, you're going to have to start with a hello or introduce yourself or learn how to exchange pleasantries.
Right.
You understand? If the flight attendant, yeah, we know the flight attendants get paid, but if she asks you want something to drink, smile at her, make eye contact with her, look her in the eye, and then when she bring you your Sprite and your peanuts, look her in the eye and smile and say, ma'am, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And, man, when you get off that plane, man, I had a flight attendant pull me to the side. It was a white lady. She said, who are you? I said, I'm just a regular passenger. I just fly all the time. I said, I work in media. She said, I just want to tell you, I've been flying for 20 years. And she said, it has been a pleasure to serve you on this flight. You have been the most distinguished gentleman on this flight. Because, man, when I walk through that airport, man, or whatever, I have my chin up, my chest stuck out. I'm from the project. I'm a product of Section A. I'm a product of WIC and food stamp. But, man, just because you from the project, that don't mean that the project has to be in you. Right. You are somebody, man, and respect other people and be kind to people and be nice to people and stop being so selfish and trying to get what you want, trying to get your directions are. Find out where the bread at, and find out where the meat at, and find out this and find out that, without acknowledging the person that's helping you get what you want.
Right.
And I mean that. And I mean that. And I promise you, man, if you ever want to get up under my skin, you walk up to me and say something to me and don't speak. How would you feel if a dude walked up to you in a bar and asked you for your number, but he won't buy you no drink and say, how you doing? You look beautiful tonight. Nothing.
No.
And that's how I feel when somebody walks up to me and trying to hustle something and stop making excuses. Oh, I was excited. Oh, No, that's the manipulation.
Yep.
That's the manipulation to correction. Whenever you correct somebody, black folks always want to manipulate to try to make it seem like you didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was in a hurry. I was just so excited. I said, ma'am, I said, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I said, you asked me for something correct, and you came to me, right? I said, and I'm not good enough for a hi, how are you today? And you shake your hand and extend your hand and introduce yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who you're going to meet, folks. Somebody might give you a job. Somebody might take you from making $40,000 a year and present you with an opportunity of making $80,000 a year just because you got class and displaying your manners and home training that you were taught. Because what you ain't going to do, you ain't going to tell me that black folks ain't got home training. Because I know everybody, grandmama, from Baltimore to Mississippi, from South Florida all the way up to the west side of Chicago, black folks taught you home training,
That's
but
right.
we just choose not to use it.
Yep.
So take that, man, and run with it and pass it around and get mad if you want. You can say it came out ugly or whatever, because it's going to make a lot of people mad because a lot of people are selfish. And the only people going to get mad are people that's selfish and that do this and that's offended by what I'm saying.
Yep.
But if you do this, you know I ain't talking to you, so don't text nothing.